Welcome to everyone. And we're going to be talking about savings and calculations. Now, one of the most important things to remember is that it's all about consistency. And remember that your financial legacy starts with the very first dollar that you decide to save. And that's the case for many of the people who you might encounter. Many people wait for the opportunity to start saving when they think, okay, if I've got a lot of money, then I can save. But the actual thing, and what I'm going to show you this evening, is a couple of calculations of just how effective a little amount can be over a period of time. So let's have a look at that. The one thing you need to remember about when you're talking to people about this business or any business, you're here as an entrepreneur. And the main reason an entrepreneur exists is to give people solutions, because the more people you can help, give them solutions and help them to make money, well, that makes you valuable, and that means you're going to be able to make money. If you can't help them make money, you'll never make money yourself. So you've always got to remember, when you're speaking to people, how are you actually helping them make money? And you've got to educate them so they can earn money. And if they're earning money, there's a chance that you can earn money. But if they're not earning any money, thinking that you're going to earn some money, that's like, a fairy tale. It doesn't happen. So we've got to look at the practical realities of how we can help people make money, show them basic examples, and from those basic examples, they can make the decision themselves. We're not making the decision for them, but we are asking people to have a look at what we've got to offer. So we're going to talk about a few things tonight, but so the first one is $12. Now we know what $12 is. That's the start of the crocodile. But I'm going to show you a little bit further than just the crocodile, because they might get started, but starting is one thing, but carrying on and being consistent is another thing. And that's what we got to try and help people. If they want to be financially free eventually, have a legacy, they need to be able to grasp the idea that $12 can actually do something for them. And I want you to look at these figures: $12, $720, $5,000, and $10,000. And they might, you're going to wonder why these numbers are on the screen and what their relevance is. And we'll look at that in a moment. Last night on the actual call, on the Zoom, I introduced this slide. And on this slide, you can see that $12 over 60 months is the 720. So 12 times 60 is 720. In 60 months, if you're going to put away $12 every month for 60 months, you would have spent $720 in total, and your projected compound growth from over 60 months will be $5,000. That is what $12 per month, which is 200 Rand, that's what it can do for you in 5 years. So you look at the growth here from 720 to 5,000. And this is based on the normal, this is not the special portfolios like the growth or the elite. These are the foundation portfolios. And this is what the foundation portfolio can do. And you'll see here, as you continue for another 14 months, you achieve that 10,000. So how has this worked out? And let's have a look at it practically. There it's laid out for you. And I'll put in rands there as well, because I know often that people, when we talk about dollars, it's a little bit difficult to always grasp immediately what the dollar is. And you've always got to try and work it out. So I've done it for you. So in the first month, obviously your contribution's $12, 200 Rand. Nothing's happened yet. You've put in your first $12, and you should be extremely happy that you have. But remember that you've got a little bit of a benefit, but that's only going to happen this week. And then after next week, you've got the crocodile, or you haven't got the crocodile, doesn't matter. the most important things is just to continue putting in your $12 every month. Because what's going to happen after 3 years or 34 months, a little bit short on 3 years there, but anyway, your $12, you've contributed there $408 yourself, but your growth is up to $1,000 at that point. So after 3 years, your $12 that you've been consistently putting in every month is $1,000. Then that's 16,000 Rand, and you've only put in 6,800. So you've got a growth there of almost 10,000 Rand over 3 years. Then suddenly, look at now that what happens. You just continue putting in your $12 every month. And then in just after 65 months, okay, that's 5.5 years. Your portfolio is now at $5,000. You've only put in $780 or 13,000 Rand, but the value of your portfolio is then at 80,000 Rand. Move along another year, just one more year after that, and your 80,000 has doubled to 160,000 Rand. And look at what you've done there. You've only put in an extra 2,600 Rand for your 80,000 to double to 160,000. And this is what I want you to grasp, is that just this little 200 Rand every month that you're going to put in over a period of 5 years is going to be 80,000 Rand. And then over a year later than that, you've got 160,000 Rand. So this is powerful. And, when it's just 200 Rand every month, but it's the consistency and it grows that way for you. So as I mentioned earlier, if you're helping other people earn money, well, that's when you're going to earn money, because you've got your direct bonuses that you'll earn. You've got your binary bonuses and your matching bonuses. But all of those are based on the fact that if your team and your people that you've introduced, if they're making money, you'll make money. It's that simple. So now we've got to 10,000. So look there, we got us up to, after 6.5 years, we're now at 10,000. How long do you think it's going to take us to get to 50,000? So we've got those three portfolios, the foundation, that's up to 10,000, from 10,000 to 49,999. There we on the growth portfolios. And then to get ourselves up to the premium or elite portfolio, how long would you think your 160,000 would take to get to 800,000? Were you able to put in or get to the point where you now earning 10% a month from the elite portfolios? What is your guess? Have a stab at it in the chat there. Put in your guess in the chat. Let us know what you think, how long it will take you to get from 10,000 to 50,000. Come on, have a guess. 5 years? That's a good guess, Mornay. It's a very good guess. Remember, your money's it's going up 5 times, going from 10,000 to 50,000. 3 years, Peter. Good guess. 2.5 years, Cecil.
10 years.
10 years to be so. Well, anything's possible, Anything's possible. Okay. So let's have a look. This is to 5 times your money. Here's the answer. 22 months. 88 weeks. It's not even 2 years. How's that? Huh?
Wow.
Wow. That's the power of compounding. That's taking that 10,000 and even in the first year, you've just doubled your 10,000 within a year. So you think, okay, if I'm going to double it in a year, it's probably going to take, like Mornay said, about 5 years, because it's doubling every year. But the thing is, it's now 20,000 that doubles in the next year. But with the compounding, just a little bit less than 2 years. Okay. So that's the power of this. It's incredible. And remember, we've actually stopped. Okay, when we got to 10,000, we stopped putting in $12 every month. That wasn't necessary, because we earning a lot, from the 10,000. But we just taking the growth from the 10,000, we putting that back, and we're letting it grow. So these are practical things that you can show people, and how things work. Now, I've got a few. I know from doing this with a few people, I get some questions, and one of the questions that I get is, how long is it going to take me? What if I didn't put in 200 every month? So I've got 3 years. I wanted to get to $1,000. But instead of getting there instead of putting $12 in for 34 months, what if I put $408 in? Because that's what effectively is going to happen to my money in 34 months. I'm going to have $408 that I've actually contributed. And your $408 in the normal period of $12 every month would have grown to 1,000. However, if you take that 408 and you put that in at the start, that is your result. So you're able to double your money then. That's just one of the questions that I often get. Then the next example is, if I took the 780, instead of putting in $12 every month, I put in the 780 and I left it there for 65 months. Well, what would have been 80,000. And Sinead, I know that I haven't worked out the naira here, but there is the dollar. So that's, I know that the South Africans often relate easier to rands. So that's why I've done this session in rands for the South Africans. So here we are. Instead of 80,000 in that period, you would have gone to 356,000 rand, or 22,000. So that's more than 4 times your amount that you've actually achieved in that period by simply putting that in. And then the ultimate one, where we go and we take the total contribution that we would have taken to get ourselves to the $10,000. Instead of it growing to 10,000 in that period, it will then grow to 88,958, giving you 1.42 million rand. So that's just a very simple couple of little examples of calculations of how the compounding and just simple contribution on a monthly basis. These last 3 examples are the way everyone thinks, but the problem is that most people don't have the $936 to invest. If they did, well, then they should actually be putting in something on a monthly basis. So it's better to start off on a smaller amount, like the $12, and get the consistency. Because what happens is, once people start believing that they can put in, and they've got 200 Rand or $12 every month to put in, then they can increase it and they can get themselves into that rhythm of savings and help them achieve their financial legacy that they're looking for. So those are the examples of the calculations that I wanted to show you this evening. Are there any questions? I'll stop sharing for a moment, just so that we can go to questions and explain anything that you need here. No questions? Okay. All right. One of the things that I wanted to, so I'll just go back to the slides now and share. People often ask me, and we have this question quite often, do I have to fill my matrix? And what they mean by filling the matrix is that these spots, okay? do I have to fill them? No, you don't, because it's not a matrix system. It's a simple binary system. So left and right. So whatever's on your left here or on the right, okay, in this case, you've got volume on the right. So if you're going to look for where you're going to put your referrals, you're going to put them in on the left-hand side. If you've even got one person on your right, so let's say you've got one crocodile on your right and you've got nothing on your left, go put someone in on your left with a crocodile. That's going to mean that you can start earning the binary immediately from this very next weekend. And that's what you want to try and do. And then when you've got people on both sides, then you look at which side needs more people. And we don't just mean more numbers. So if you had someone that's going to put in $12, or you got someone who's going to put in $100, that $100 is going to mean that you have to work on the opposite leg, because you have to try and achieve in both your legs a balance, because you paid on the lesser leg. So if you're trying to balance your legs, you will then be paid on the smaller leg. But if you keep adding people into your smaller leg, eventually your smaller leg will become the bigger leg, and you can swap over and get paid on whichever leg is then the smaller one. So, other people can worry about their left and right legs. Remember, if this is your guy here, you can't add someone in this position on his left. You can add only people on your left, not their lefts. You can add people on the right, and that means it will go down. So if this person at the bottom was your person, they would fall in the teams of all these people, and meaning that this guy here, or this guy here, for instance, he now sees that he's got people on his right-hand side, and he just needs to add someone on his left-hand side to achieve the binary. And the same with this guy. And that's how it would work. Are there any questions about this? I just wanted to clarify how you place people into your business so that you can get the best benefit from the binary. Yes, Peter, how's it?
Yeah, well, and you?
Good, thank you.
I'm sorry to come up with this when you are just about to close.
No.
But I've got two guests, I see. Jeff and Tabiso.
Okay.
I see Silo is also on board. But the two guys I've mentioned, I knew. I think it was Tabiso during the day when I was actually talking to him about the business. And I was just introducing him on the old, I won't say the old, but the other part, that one of your presentation of Tuesdays.
Okay.
And Thursdays. Yeah, but on this one on Wednesday, I know you are giving us tips generally. You are not presenting the Tuesday, Thursday stuff. So I think Tabiso, was asking if he wants to top up, say on after he registered, he wants to top up what happens and everything. I think this information will be more pertinent to that question that he asked. Then I encourage him again on Thursday to come on board to see that other part that I was actually talking to him about. If I understand this whole thing properly, the presentation on Tuesday and Thursdays is about the core of the business. Then this is what we are presenting now. It's about the overall picture when we want to top up and what happens and so forth and so on. I hope they are listening. I see Jeff is still on.
Yes.
I think Tabiso is also on. But if they do have questions, I think they can pose them on this part. What I will do, I'll also send them your Tuesday, Thursday presentation so that they can get that other part of the picture as well.
Okay.
As new people, I think that will be helpful as well.
All right. You know what I'm going to do, Peter? Let me present the new PDF now. Okay. So it's a little bit different to tomorrow night's presentation, but let me do that, and then we can just go through the PDF, which will give people if even people that have seen the presentation before, at least they'll see the new PDF, and we can go through that. So
Yeah.
let me share that new PDF, and
Okay.
we can then and I'll present from there.
Okay. I think that would be very much helpful. Yeah.
All right, so let's go through this PDF. This is the new PDF that was created, and this just shows you the power of the business, and again, the consistency that we were talking about earlier. You know, when NWP started, everyone was wondering, we're looking for a better way, a better path forward. And NWP isn't just a platform, it's a movement. It's here to help you, it's here to teach people about consistency and also the way to save, because it's all about a savings platform. It's not an investment platform. And the main difference is that you always have access to your money. In an investment platform, generally you would leave your money in that platform and wouldn't be able to take it out for between 1 to 5 years. With NWP, you can take your money at any time. Just remember that NWP doesn't offer any financial advice, and all the information, especially from this PDF, is based on my personal experience. And it's important that you understand how NWP makes the money for you, but they also don't guarantee anything. So the figures discussed are just targets, they're not guarantees. What was happening in the past with many things is, earlier we spoke about $12, and that figure was impossible in the past. You couldn't join something with $12. You'd have to join with hundreds of dollars, and sometimes at least $100 was generally the minimum that you could start with. And NWP came along, they rewrote the rules, and suddenly you can start with $10 because that's the smallest portfolio that you can take. So you can start with $10, your capital is never locked, and then everything is transparent. There's no hidden anything in NWP. You can see the profits on a weekly basis. Everything is there for you to see, and you understand how people are making money and how you, if you are referring your friends, how you are making the money, and your friends will understand how you're making the money as well. With NWP, you're a partner, you're not a member. It's because the difference there is members pay subscriptions. There's no subscriptions with NWP. You can join for free, and it's really just a savings account where you can participate in. All your money that you deposit is placed into a portfolio, and you have access to it. You can draw. Now, when I say anytime, your money trades from a Monday to Friday. And on the weekend, if you want your capital back, you can get it back. You always get your profits every weekend, but you're always in control. That's the most important thing. The whole system is for you to understand and for you to control. You always have a decision to make every single weekend. What do you want to do? Do you want to leave your money in the system? Do you want to carry on trading so that your money can grow? Or do you want to take it out and go and spend it somewhere? That's the choice that you have on a weekly basis with NWP. The trading, because they remember that one of the big things here is the traders have to make sure that you can get your money on the weekend. So that means that they can't take all the money that you put in and trade it, because if something goes wrong, there's that, and that's where risk comes in. They have to manage that risk. So they'll only use 20% of your capital to generate those profits, because by only using 20% of the profit of your capital, they can ensure that there are profits, but most importantly, that there also are the availability of your capital on the weekend. These profits are made on the commodities markets as well as the forex markets. Commodities being gold, oil, and silver, and forex is the global currency market. This whole system is a weekly system. Okay, you make your profits on a weekly, and your capital is never touched by anyone else other than the brokers, but they're only using 20% of your capital on a weekly basis. When the profits come in on the weekend, and what you'll see in your back office is what the gross profit, meaning the complete profit that was made by the traders during the week. That profit is then split 50-50. 50% goes to the person that put the deposit in. That's half of the profit is their return, their profits for the week. And the other 50% goes to the business volume, and that sustains the company and the business. So this is a sustainable system. No one is ever paid out of someone else's money. In many other companies, you'll put in your money and immediately someone will get a referral bonus for you putting in your money. So let's say you put $1,000 in, your friend's going to, because he referred you, is going to get $100. That doesn't work like that with NWP. NWP, the referral bonuses come from the weekly profits. They don't come from anyone's money. So that makes it 100% sustainable, and it also makes it legal. It's not necessarily illegal in every market, but in a lot of the markets, the regulators, when you are paid from someone else's deposit, they see that whether it's legal or not, the regulators will normally understand that as a Ponzi scheme, and they won't let that company operate. NWP, you only paid from profits, so therefore it's 100% legal and compliant. This is the weekly rhythm. What happens is from a Monday to Friday, those traders will trade on the Forex and commodity markets. They will then get those profits for you during the week. And on a Friday night, your profits are always separated from your capital and they're sent to a payment gateway. What happens is when you wake up on a Saturday morning, especially in the Africa time zone, your profits are there and they're waiting for you to withdraw them. When you make that withdrawal, you have to do it manually. In other words, you have to take your profits and you have to withdraw them into your own crypto wallet. And then once it's in your own crypto wallet, the money's back in your hands and you've verified and you've seen that the money's with you, you then decide if you want to reinvest that money or not. Now, when we spoke about earlier, the money that your $12 that would grow because you put it in every month, there's never a back office system that automatically reinvests your profits for you. You always withdraw your profits and you decide whether you want to spend your profits or you want to put them back into the system. That is the weekly cycle of NWP. It happens every week for every member, just like that. These are the different portfolio tiers. You saw earlier the benefit of the foundation portfolio and what $12 per month can do for you. The foundation portfolio works as follows. You will deposit anything between $10 to $9,999. The monthly target that the traders work on there is 5% or more. You don't wait until the end of the month to get your profits. They are distributed to you every single week, and you will then decide what you want to do with your profits on a weekly basis. That's the foundation portfolio. Growth portfolio starts at $10,000 up to $49,999, and the target there is 8%. Again, your profits are paid to you on a weekly basis. And then there's the elite portfolios with $50,000 or more. The monthly target there is 10% or above per month. And again, your profits are paid to you on a weekly basis. You then decide what you want to do with those profits. And if you do want to return them back into the system so that they can grow more, it's your choice, but you have to do it manually. There's a sustainable affiliate plan, and as I mentioned earlier, you never paid out of someone else's money, so this is what makes the affiliate plan sustainable. And the other thing about the affiliate plan is that you don't have to have a portfolio yourself. You don't have to have any money in the system to be able to earn from the affiliate plan, so you can refer your friends and you will earn the different bonuses offered from the affiliate plan. So this is completely sustainable because it only comes from the profits. These are weekly bonuses that are paid out, and it's coming from the 50% share of the profits on a weekly basis. There are 3 different weekly bonuses available. That's the direct bonus, the binary income, and the matching bonus. When you refer people, and this is the way of the affiliate plan, instead of you getting an upfront bonus once off, you'll be paid every single week. So as long as the person you referred has got money in the system, you will get your direct bonus, you'll get binary income if you've got people on both sides of your business, and then the matching bonus is when those people that you've referred start earning a binary themselves. So those are the 3 bonuses paid to you on a weekly basis. And then moving on from there, the corporate headquarters of NWP are situated in the Trump Towers in Istanbul in Turkey. It's a very prominent landmark in Turkey, in Istanbul, and it's not some little backyard office. Support is available through WhatsApp chat, and then we've also got, our team has put together a link tree that gives you videos and how to get started and guides. So please ask for those little booklets, that link to be sent to you so that you can download and look at the videos at your own leisure. When you're ready to start, the following cryptocurrencies are used for depositing. That's USDT, BNB, and USDC. And that's available on the Ethereum network, the Binance network, and the Polygon network. When you're making a withdrawal paid out in 2 different cryptocurrencies, either in Polygon USDT or Binance USDT, which is the BEP20 protocol, and the only fee ever charged by the system, remember there's no subscription fees or anything like that, it's 5% on your withdrawal. So 5%, let's say you made $10, 5% of $10 is 50 cents, therefore you'll receive $9.50. That is the fee charged, and that's only fee charged by the system. That's on your profits as well as bonuses from the affiliate plan. The first time you take your capital, and you can take capital out on either a Saturday or a Sunday, the first time you take capital out, it's free. And after that, there's a 2% fee charged on any subsequent capital withdrawal. Right, so that is the PDF, the little short presentation. I do have the longer presentation tomorrow night, but this is the basics of the system. It's not very complicated. And I invite you to start your growth journey today with NWP. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Rich. I think this.
Okay.
I think it casts more light on what actually this is all about. I'll talk to my 2 friends and see where they have a problem.
All right, excellent.
Good answer, maybe.
Otherwise, if there are any questions, anything, please ask. Otherwise, we'll post the link for tonight was the same link as we use every time we do a Zoom. Tomorrow night's Zoom on the same link starts at half an hour earlier than it did tonight. So it's 7:30 in South Africa and 6:30 in Nigeria tomorrow night. Well, thank you very much. If there are any questions, do ask. Otherwise, I will bid you a wonderful evening. Have a good night, and God bless.